they were last year. Enes Manter obviously is trying to instill a culture of mental and physical toughness. Kristaps Porzingis is the leader through his actions. And Enes Kanter has done a great job of being that fiery, passionate, vocal leader that Carmelo Anthony never was. Does that mean the Knicks are a legitimate threat? Not at all. Does this mean that they could be? Absolutely. They're fun to watch, they're clearly progressing, and will definitely not be the joke that we were used to seeing last year. To use an example, look at Sheldon Richardson. Is Sheldon Richardson a very good to great player? Of course he is. Did the Jets need to move on from him? Absolutely. What the Knicks need is accountability, vocal leadership, and a team-first mentality. With Carmelo, the Knicks had none of those. Phil Jackson was not the only issue.
I give you that.
End speech.
I like it.
It's all true. I had the epiphany, because I had the speech written for almost a week now. But then I thought, Carmelo's like Sheldon Richardson. Clearly talented, clearly all-star quality, but just doesn't fit where he's at.
Right, he did for a while. I loved having him, when the Knicks were making the playoff push, 2012, 2013. But after that, after Phil came on board, things kind of started to sour. I think he was, promised certain things that weren't delivered on. I think he took that to heart more than looking at it as like a business decision. And it kind of became personal.
He quit.
And then he needed to be out, which I think it's human of him. I didn't like it, but I still wish him success. He was fun when he was a Knick, except for one final year, and I'm not gonna let that year, ruin everything that he did almost get us there. And
he is also getting older, and father time is undeniable. Unless you're in Boston. Unless you're in Boston, then Tom Brady seems to have his number. But it was time to move on from Carmelo.
Yeah.
All right.
And, I love KP. Love what I'm seeing from him. Love what I'm seeing from Frank.
Is there any doubt in your mind that most improved player right now is Enes Kanter? He is an absolute beast.
It's actually it's helping him. This is more of the role it kind of seems like the role he was meant to play.
Well, he was a fan favorite in OKC too. I know a lot of OKC fans were very upset when we got him.
I was upset when we got him too, but I was wrong. I'm admitting that now. I was not a fan of the Carmelo for Doug McDermott and Enes Kanter and a second round pick. But I love it now.
Yeah,
Dougie McBuckets.
I kind of was like, oh, whatever. At least we're getting something. Was my mentality. Now, it looks like, we might have won that trade.
Yeah, Enes Kanter is spectacular. Spectacular. I've never wanted to buy a Knicks jersey. I've never had that desire for a Knicks jersey until 2 weeks ago when I realized I want an Enes Kanter jersey.
I have a new favorite.
I've got Ewing jersey and a Porzingis jersey.
But no, Porzingis.
Might need to, I don't feel like paying the extra $100 to get it customized.
Okay. Then get one of the fake jerseys.
Yeah. Alibaba or whatever.
Yeah, Alibaba, yeah.
We may or may not have located a website through the Reddits that sells jerseys at a primo price.
All right. Dan, we cut you off. What were you saying about Porzingis and Manter and Dougie McBuckets?
It's a fun team to watch. How old's McDermott? How long has he been in the league?
Oh, goodness. He was at Creighton in 2012.
Yeah,
that was his senior year, because I stayed in the DoubleTree by Hilton in Philadelphia in the room right next to him when Creighton beat Cincinnati in the NCAA tournament.
Oh, you can't get more accurate than that.
because we certainly seem to be utilizing him correctly.
Chaminade beating Michigan in basketball. End the game. Go Chaminade.
Jesus.
Sorry, go on.
But yeah, I mean the Clippers obviously don't look good, and we, beat them handily yesterday. Even with Frank not having his best night, apparently he was sick or something.
He had a bunch of turnovers. You're right. The Clippers are not a good team. What I did like seeing is that the Knicks players won the individual battles. Because DeAndre Jordan is a very good player. Blake Griffin is a very good player. And Kristaps Porzingis and Enes Kanter easily beat both of them.
Yeah. We also schemed correctly for them, though. Really limited what they could do, cut off their strengths, didn't let them get the pick and roll going, kept them out of the interior, kept Blake more, trying to shoot than trying to, bring it to the house. So
even Willie Hernan-Gomez came in and got a 3. Had a 3-point basket.
Really needs more minutes. I said this, last week or maybe 2 weeks ago? I think he needs more minutes. He killed it over in Euroball, and I really think he took a step up. And I want to see him translate that to the NBA.
To the NFL. Wow.
I do want to say that I think the biggest difference in this Knicks team is the fact of that last word, team. They're actually playing like a team. Like, they're passing the ball when it's needed. Nobody's trying to do too much of themselves, and they're actually relying on the fact that together we can actually play well.
Like I had said, the vocal leadership, I think, is what it was that the Knicks were really lacking that they needed. You see Enes Kanter, like, in these post-game interviews, like, I'm sticking up for my guys. But Jarrett Jack and I, we had a discussion. He wasn't playing well. We discussed it. We talked. We got our minds right. And then the next night, Jarrett Jack comes out and just plays the best game he's had all season.
Mm-hmm.
There's someone in that locker room, his name is Enes Kanter, who is holding that team accountable.
It's true. And that's what's needed without the unnecessary drama that seems to follow the Knicks at times.
The thing that sucks is imagine if the Knicks had Enes Kanter with Carmelo and KP.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because then Carmelo could just be the leader on the court and Enes Kanter still be the one, getting in LeBron's face.
Yeah, I mean, well, you can wish all you want.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. You can't change the fact. I will like to say that my new favorite NBA player is Joel Embiid. That dude is freaking hilarious.
I agree.
He is hilarious.
So
Did you see his flop?
Oh, yeah. I tweeted. He even in the interview admitted he flopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but this dude does not care. Have you seen the things that this dude says on Twitter to other people?
Yes.
He is one of my favorite follows.
He is a great follow.
Some of the things that he gets away with. There is a, how do I put this? You just have to read some of his tweets. I'm going to have to explain one that I thoroughly enjoy, but it's just not appropriate.
He is somewhere between following Captain Andrew Luck and Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah, that's kind of where
Juju is great. I love Juju Smith-Schuster's Twitter.
I mean, that being said, Joel Embiid is actually he's an animal as well. I mean, if it really is this process to make sure he was going to be coming back fully healthy, the dude is a beast.
Yeah, dude, he's the best center in the NBA right now.
He's the only center in the NBA right now.
The center, but the thing is, that's what we're seeing, though. We're seeing that change of center. Because you're seeing guys like Embiid, like Karl Anthony Towns.
It's coming back.
Like Boogie Cousins. But it's not only that, but you're seeing these guys that, like, you can't let Embiid just stay out there by the three-point line. The same thing, you can't let Anthony Davis or someone like DeMarcus Cousins just hang out by the three-point line. They can actually hit that if you leave them there. Like, you're going to have to actually move them out.
And that's because of college.
Oh, I 100% agree with that. I just think you're seeing the athleticism of the center is just changing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. I think it's great for the NBA.
I mean, it's been in the making for years now with Dirk Nowitzki, with Kevin Durant. Because Kevin Durant's 7 feet tall.
Yeah, I mean, you could even go back and say you could have seen it with someone like Kevin Garnett coming in. being that big mobile guy. Or when he first came into the league, look at the things that Shaq was able to do. That dude could sprint down a court, and you weren't getting in his way.
Pretty sure he gained 400 pounds from the Magic to the Lakers, but 400 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, but I mean, do you remember, like, there's a, like, okay.
I was born in 1990. He came into the league in 1992. So no, I don't remember.
So specifically in NBA 2K, you have the option to use...
In NBA 2K.
No, I'm going to get to a point here. You have the option to use historic teams, right? Like, you could use the Sixers team that has Allen Iverson, Dikembe Mutombo, that particular squad when they actually made it to the NBA Finals. But you could go and there's two different types of Shaqs. You can have Shaq that was on the Lakers when he won with Kobe, or you can go back and you can get Shaq off the Magic. I take Shaq off the Magic because I can run up and down the court with that dude.
Not me. I would take the big Shamrock when he played in Boston.
No.
About WWE Shaq.
Yeah, WWE Shaq. Yeah, all right. Shaq is probably my favorite.
Went up against Big Show.
He did.
I know that, like, I'm prolonging this with other things because I fear where you're about to go.
Not yet.
But it's coming, and I can sense it.
It is coming.
Yeah, it's like palpable.
I'm gonna talk about it right now. Do you know what it is? It's the Lonzo Ball NBA MVP update. In order to be an MVP, you have to be a vocal leader, and you should have some strong moral compass. Lonzo has just that. After his brother's recent international snafu, Lonzo made sure to provide the advice that only a big brother could give. Obviously, and this is a quote, obviously he made a mistake, but just got to learn from it and move on. Great advice coming from a big brother, basically saying that no matter what, there's another day. Just make sure that the next day is better than the day before. All right? Does that not sound like an MVP to you? Anyways,
Should be
maybe.
See how it works out.
Yeah.
But, all right.
Maybe if he had just learned to be like Lonzo, this wouldn't have happened. This kind of maturity and responsibility are the attributes that will make Lonzo your 2017-2018 NBA MVP. Speaking of Lonzo, his dad was on CNN last night. Crazy. Crazy. I've never in my life heard Chris Cuomo defend Donald Trump more than I did last night. Did you guys watch it?
I did not.
No.
Okay, so
wait a minute. Wait. Can I'm trying to wrap my head around this. Are you saying that CNN was so offended by the arguments that LeVar Ball was saying that they were actually trying to defend Trump?
yeah, yes.
That's
so
unbelievable. You are the only man in the entire United States that could be hated more than the man that's in the office right
basically they asked him, and it was Chris Cuomo, basically asked him, what is it, what's going on with you and Trump? And he was saying things like Trump didn't help him out. Trump did nothing. How do you know that we didn't have something in the works and that's what came through? And Chris Cuomo...
Who do you know to pull the strings in China?
Chris Cuomo was like, so you're saying Donald Trump had absolutely nothing to do with your son and these other basketball players coming back from China? And he said, Trump didn't say anything to me. And Chris Cuomo was like, you're wrong. You're wrong. and then he was like talking about how Trump didn't thank him, didn't come shake his hand or anything, and how he didn't go to China and personally get those kids, and if it was LeVar, he would have come back with those kids regardless of who he was.
He was in China when it happened.
He was.
So what do you mean you would have come back with the kids? You were there, bro.
Do you want to know what this means?
Who's watching your child?
Do you want to know what this means to me? 100%, not even kidding, because I was just about to bring this up.
Bad parenting.
This means that the money he was trying to make from the shoes is more important than his kid who's going to spend time in jail. That is 100% what this story means. Because he's more worried about selling his shoes at a market in China than he is keeping his kid out of prison for stealing a pair of shoes. Ironically. He was stealing a pair of shoes.
I thought it was like sunglasses.
Sunglasses, shoes, other stuff. Stuff that Big Baller Brand could have given him.
Oh yeah, it wasn't about the value of the items. It was about being cool with your friends and
yeah. Well, how cool is that?
Super cool.
That your dad's out there making an ass of himself on CNN and making Donald Trump look like the good guy.
who knows? Maybe LeVar will run against Trump.